40 button. We're going to get some questions up here.
Okay.
So we find out, did you write questions for Connie or am I making stuff up? We're about to find out here. Oh, we do have questions for you. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Cool, very cool. All right. Well, first of all, let's see here. I'd like you to, Hey.
Points coming through.
Okay.
Hot points. Watch yourself. Coming through, hot points.
Camera's in the wrong place.
All right. Who are you and what is your role on the production?
My name is... Hi. Oh, I'm Connie W, and I'm the writer and director of Jeffrey.
Very cool, very cool. And what inspired you to write this story?
Well, Jeffrey is a story about hope and about love and about starting over and having a fresh start. And I really wanted to write a story about those themes. And I guess Jeffrey is really the first piece that I wrote that really made me think about who I am as a writer and what messages I wanted to tell and what kind of stories that I wanted to tell. And when I thought about it, it was really, I really wanted to tell stories that had some element of magic in them and that really had a hopeful and positive message. And Jeffrey really reflects all of the things that I believe in and all of the things that I want to talk about. And it's kind of wrapped in this fantasy but dark film, but it's very magical and beautiful.
How did you become interested to use virtual production on Jeffrey?
Well, I started out in visual effects, and I actually started out in the game industry where I was building 3D environments for real-time production. And then I worked in real-time broadcast, building virtual environments for real-time broadcast. And then most recently at DreamWorks Animation. And so building virtual sets is pretty much second nature, and it seemed like the natural thing for me. And so when I thought about creating Jeffrey, I just always thought that they would be digital, virtual backgrounds. And then when I won the Epic Mega Grant, we decided to use the Unreal Engine. And so we built all of our sets using the Unreal Engine and working with Lux Machina to bring them to life on the LED panels. And so it just seemed like a natural progression from all of the visual effects and 3D, real-time 3D work that I've done.
Very cool, very cool. How did using virtual production change your workflow and your decision-making process in shooting this film today?
Well, it really changes the workflow quite a bit because instead of doing all of the visual effects in post, you're really building all of your sets up front. And so you have to make a lot of decisions before you start filming. So there's no such thing as, oh, we'll fix it in post, because you really have to fix it or build it or create it in pre-production. And so we built all of our sets and environments and textured them in the Unreal Engine. And so we designed everything in advance. And actually, you know, because of COVID, we weren't able to film. And so it kind of worked out for us because we were actually still able to work on all of our digital sets and build all of those throughout this COVID period. And then now, when things opened up, we were able to shoot.
Very cool, very cool. Let's see here. So what new tools did you find the most useful, and then what was the biggest surprise today? Let's wait for the audio. What was like the most useful part of the new tools, and then what was the biggest surprise working with them today?
Well, I think that the Unreal Engine and real-time engines allow us to create any type of world that we want. So we were able to create everything from scratch. So we were able to design everything. And so there's pros and cons to that because you get to design everything, but then you really have to think about every element because it's not an existing space. And I think with the tools, I think one of the things that was great about it was that we were able to create environments, and now we were able to edit our environments in real time. So we were able to bring in lights, change colors, or change the darkness or lightness, bring in more lights. And so that was one thing. One of the things that was amazing was how well the virtual sets matched with the practical. And so that was one of the things that I thought was going to be a huge challenge, was really making the digital sets look so real that they matched with practical elements. But that worked out really well. So.
Very cool. Anything else you'd like to share about your experience today?
Well, I just wanted to say how amazing the team was. So I worked with an amazing digital team with amazing people that worked in visual effects, and then the Lux team. And then on the practical side, we had amazing talent as well as an incredible team that got us through the production. So I just would love to say thank you to everybody. And I just really appreciate how creative and inventive and innovative everyone on set has been. And it's been an amazing experience, and so thank you to the team.
What's an example of an actor who brought something to set that added beyond even what you've written on the page?
Well, our lead actor, Kyle Allen, was amazing. He played the role of Jeffrey, and he really brought the character to life. And when I first spoke to Kyle, he mentioned how he just brought characters to life through his movements and through dance and his acting them out. And I just thought it was perfect for Jeffrey because Jeffrey doesn't have any speaking lines, and he does everything through his movements and his body and his whole persona. And Kyle was amazing in doing that.
Very cool. All right. And also, let's see here, you got to work with a really notable visual effects supervisor, Joel Hynek.
Yes.
It seems like you and Joel worked very closely today.
Oh yeah, working with Joel is amazing. I think when I first met Joel, we just kind of were were very aligned in our thinking. And so when I asked Joel to come on board and he said he had time to do it, I was really excited to work with him. And Joel's just been amazing. He's super professional. He's very detail oriented. He's keeping an eye on everything and measuring everything and making sure we had the right color charts so that we could match everything in post. And so it was amazing working with Joel, and I would love to work with him again.
Very cool. All right. Did we miss anything? Any more stuff?
No, I think that's pretty cool.
Okay, cool. We're going to wrap right there.
Thank
you. So
you.
much, Connie. That was lovely. All right, very cool. So, who are you and what is your role in the production?
My name is Allison Vanore, and I'm the line producer on Jeffrey.
How did you find out about Connie Sue's film Jeffrey?
A friend of mine, somebody I worked with on another couple of productions, referred me to Connie when he heard how complicated and elaborate the project was going to be. He asked if she had a line producer, and she said, "No, I probably need one."
Okay, good, very good. Let's see here. What attracted you to this particular project?
This project is really amazing because there are so many things that, number one, have never been done before, and number two, use new technology and different types of technology, and all of those different elements put together into one project makes it really exciting. I'm always drawn to projects that try something new and try to push the boundaries, whether it's of storytelling or technology or what have you. So I was, from the beginning, really excited about it, and the script is just so beautiful, the story is beautiful, and it's going to just look amazing when it's done.
How is Jeffrey different from other productions that you've worked on?
Jeffrey is different from other productions because of the virtual production nature of it, and the majority of the post work is being done in pre-production. So at the same time we're doing pre-production, there was a lot of things, at least for me as a line producer, that I couldn't necessarily answer, or things I couldn't budget and figure out early on because of the way we were approaching things. So it took doing a lot of tests and working on a lot of these virtual environments first to then figure out, okay, what does physical production actually look like? What do we need to get physical production done?
And what is it like managing a production that's taking place under these very interesting circumstances called the COVID safety program?
Shooting during COVID obviously has a lot of challenges, and it's scary. So on an emotional level, it's hard, but then also on a logistical level, it makes it that much harder and more expensive. So I think, from the beginning, we were hoping that there were a lot of elements of what we were doing that would enable us to continue moving forward, because it is a virtual production and it's smaller, it's more contained. So that absolutely was true. I think it helped us a lot. We don't have to go to all these different locations. We can stay in one place. But of course, there's still a lot of challenges that we had to overcome and things that we had to consider in planning this and making it happen.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to share about the experience so far?
I think that this experience has been really amazing. Everybody involved is super creative, really passionate, and really knows exactly what they want. So I think it's a real testament to everybody making sure that their part of the creative process is the best it can be, and that's just going to translate to what you see on screen eventually.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. So we're going to start rolling.
Rolling?
Just talk to me here. Thank you for that. So who are you, and what's your role on this production?
My name is Poom Wattanapan, and I am the virtual production supervisor.
Very cool.
And that's POOMWATTANAPAN.
Thank you.
I gotcha.
How did you find out about Connie Sue's film Jeffrey?
So Jeffrey came to me through Phil Galler. He was my boss, and he gave me the opportunity to get to work on this project, and I was really excited to work on it after learning about it.
Very cool, very cool. What attracted you to working in virtual production?
If I'm honest, it was actually more of an accident, really. I came from a very traditional film background, and somehow I got involved in a test shoot for some virtual production shoots and slowly got reeled in through Lux Machina, so I'm very grateful for them.
Very nice, cool. What's it like been providing the virtual production stage for Jeffrey? Are there any special challenges?
There are a lot of special challenges. I think there's a large paradigm shift when you start shooting in virtual sets and on LED and projection.
Really loud.
Sure. The most challenging thing about virtual production is communicating a paradigm shift that I think a lot of traditional film people are coming up to speed on. The way you interact with the walls, the lighting, the placement, content design, all of these things are challenges that productions have to learn and become familiar with. That is part of the challenge. Is we are learning as they're learning, and it's really a learning experience for everyone. And yeah.
What's your favorite part about working with virtual production technology?
My favorite part about working in virtual production technology 100% has to be pushing the bounds of what is possible and what is currently available. I love film. I've loved film all of my life, but getting to be a part of moving the envelope forward, I think is something that any lover of film would be really excited about.
Very cool, very cool. Where would you like to see this technology go in the future?
I would like to see it used appropriately. I think it's kind of a jump to say that I want to see it used everywhere, because truly I believe there's a tool for the job, and I would never want to replace going to beautiful places to shoot something practically. But in the situation where this is the tool for the job, and we can provide something that was never thought possible before, I think that's where we'd like to shine, and that's where we'd like to be.
How is it working with Connie W, our dear director?
Oh my gosh, working with Connie is definitely a privilege. We faced a lot of challenges through this, and at times it was very frustrating. And her ability to keep things together and keep a cool head and never feel panicked or rushed is something that I'd say I would like to aspire to be. So, yep.
That's awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share about the production and all the stuff that happened this weekend?
Yeah, let's see. I really enjoyed this shoot. Let me try again. I really enjoyed this shoot. If you'd asked me after the test shoot, I would have been really nervous. But after the first and second day, or the first day and the second day, we really found a stride. And I love feeling in the groove, feeling that we're communicating really well with other departments and we're communicating really well internally. That efficiency and being able to put on camera what we have in our heads. That's huge, and we got there.
That's awesome. That was a great interview. Thank you.
Yeah.
Totally cool. Totally cool. All right, we're recording. Take your mask off. You can look right at me.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, Joel, who are you and what is your role on the production?
I'm Joel Hynek, Visual Effects Supervisor, and I am the Visual Effects Supervisor on this project.
Very cool. How'd you find out about Connie Sue's film, Jeffrey?
Through her friends, through Paul DeBevick, actually.
Very good. What are some of your favorite productions you have worked on in visual effects historically?
Oh, wow. Well, it goes back to Predator. That was a fun one back in the optical days.
Let's hear. So, how do the virtual production techniques you're using change the traditional production process?
Yes. Well, this virtual production process we're doing changed a lot. It requires you to know what things are going to look like, what your backgrounds are going to look like, before you get anywhere near post. So you have to do a lot of pre-work, things you don't actually worry about until you get to post ahead of time.
Okay. What problems does virtual production solve, and what new challenges does it create?
Virtual production solves the issues of when you need to combine a background and a foreground, your actors can see where they are, they're in the environment, and the environment lights them. So you don't have a lot of the usual problems you have, let's say, with green screen, where it's very difficult actually to make the lighting look good. The LED screen, it's pretty much automatic.
Do you think that virtual production stages will be the way most movies are made in the future?
Well, that's a good question. I would give it 50-50. You know, that is if effects are required.
And finally, let's see here. Anything else you'd like to share about this experience?
This experience in particular that we're doing here is a little different in that we're trying to combine physical props with the LED wall, which is a little unusual and has posed some challenges for us that I think we've solved.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Appreciate it. Yeah, very cool, very cool. Who are you, and what is your role in this production?
I'm Swinda Reichelt, the costume designer for the Jeffrey project.
Very cool, very cool. And answer to me, right here. How did you find out about Connie Sue's film, Jeffrey?
Allison Vanore invited me. She called me up. Connie was looking for somebody, and Allison had an idea that could be a good fit, and here I am.
Welcome, and it's great to have you. What inspired some of your costume designs for this movie, Jeffrey?
There's a good basic in the description of the characters from Connie, and we are doing the flower theme, and and each flower has a story, but it's also a very empowerment of women, I feel. It's like a very individual. We have dancers, we have singers, we have sword fighters, we have a lot of very talented women who died out of whatever reason in one point. And Jeffrey is helping them to go to their new journey, and whatever that new journey will be. And what we are showing right now in these moments, what we're shooting is the way to the new journey. Again, we don't know yet where that leads.
Is there anything you needed to approach differently than usual, given that this is a virtual production?
I thought so that I had to, but we did fabric tests like a couple of weeks before we shot right now the project, and I had experience with augmented reality, and there is an issue when you have 50 cameras filming one person. You have negative and positive space, and that kind of can be very difficult in the overlapping when you edit the images together. And that is very challenging. This project actually wasn't that much. So I shot on green screen a lot. I knew that certain colors I can't use, and so it was more inspiring for me, this story. And it's a new field. I have not shot on an LED set, and it's again, with augmented reality and virtual effects, I worked a lot together, but that is new to me and interesting, because you're not the technician behind the scene and know what can be accomplished in the end. What we're shooting right now in the camera is quite fragmented, it feels.
This is more of a nerdy question on my part, because I'm in LED technology, but did you notice anything different about how the LED panel lighting makes your costumes look compared to conventional movie lights that you're used to working with?
I feel like it's like in between, like a fantastical world, and a reality, and it's there is something off. It feels in between. I don't know. I can't really better describe it, but it's just. But it feels right for the story. It feels. It's like you entering a different world. What you can't quite grasp somehow. Yeah.
Has anything changed having to work under COVID protocols during a pandemic that affects your work? Besides everything.
Yeah, I mean it changes a lot. I mean with our hygienic, but I did that before, and I'm not upset about it. I mean, wearing a mask all the time can be sometimes difficult if you hold the steam, the mask, the glasses, whatever. You know, it's not that comfortable. But it's just, for me, it's kind of nice to respect also space of human being, and in a lot of independent productions I learned there was not much respect, and the COVID control points for us right now, I kind of appreciate them actually, because it respects this personal space of actors and of me and makeup, and we all, crew, we are working together.
What has it been like so far working with Connie W, our director?
Wonderful. We just met pretty much, and it feels like we are on the same line and the same page. It's like she has like little changes here and there, and I agree. But basically, it's just like she let me create and trusted me, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Very good. Anything else you'd like to share about your experience on Jeffrey?
It's a wonderful team. I have to say, we are a small, wonderful team. It's very intense. We're working on it because the changes of the LED screens with the real props, and it takes a lot of time. And so we're shooting less than, like minute-wise in the box than on a normal production. but I like the whole experience, and I love the project. I can't wait to see more or read more of the next episodes. And I think it's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful journey to. I think we need something like that right now. It's just like there is so much darkness and so much heaviness around this, and that feels like kind of an encouragement of there is something else, and we can achieve it.
Very cool. That was fantastic. Thank you
welcome.
so much, Swinda. Wonderful, wonderful. Let me. Very cool. Okay, let's see how far we can get with this thing here.
Let's do it.
Are you ready? Okay, cool. Well, first of all, who are you? And you can answer to me. Who are you, and what is your role in the production?
My name is Kyle Allen, and I am Jeffrey.
Very cool, very cool. How did you find out about Connie Sue's film, Jeffrey?
Do
Do you want to do it with mask or not? We can try to keep people 6 feet away.
I don't know.
Up to your comfort level.
Here we go.
Okay. Even better, even better. Okay,
I'm
let's
Kyle Allen, and I am Jeffrey. Play Jeffrey. I'm not.
That's fantastic.
I'm not also
How did
Jeffrey.
you find out about this film, Jeffrey?
Oh, gosh. I think the casting for this project, I'd worked with on another project, and they'd sent me the offer for it.
Very cool, very cool.
Thanks. I got an email. I got an email.
That's cool. What about the story of Jeffrey did you find attractive?
Initially, the world. I love that, like, he's the ferryman, kind of, River of Styx, like that, but told as a concierge at a / repairman of human beings at a motel. It's just kind of like the halfway point. I just loved it, like the grotesque and the beautiful combined in this really fascinating scenario. I was in.
Very cool, very cool. Is this your first time in a so-called virtual production?
Yes, that was also a huge part of it. I've been fascinated with design engines, not just for video game purpose or cinema purpose, just building, creating alternate realities and stuff like that. And so I've been following the Unreal engines for an incredibly long time. So I was so amazed that you guys got your hands on it. Like, that's pretty cool.
You play video games yourself?
Occasionally. I don't have a lot of time.
It's cool that it's affecting the technology here for filmmaking.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fascinating the way it's utilized. Just hanging out with the technology is mind blowing. It gives me so many ideas. Yeah.
How did you find the basis for your character, for how you're interpreting Jeffrey?
I talked a lot with Connie, the director, and we just kind of threw around a lot of ideas about how he would move and inspirations for the character. And so we got, he's very still, he's very old, so in some ways he's jaded, but he also doesn't know anything. It's very conceptual, it's very spiritual, and so you can kind of just throw in lots of different things. Edward Scissorhands was a big inspiration of mine, kind of clueless to some things and a master of others. I think that's kind of what we went with.
What was it like acting surrounded by LED panels?
You kind of forget about it. Green screen's way harder because there's nothing. But you know that you're actually in the environment that's portrayed, because when they adjust the system, everything that your brain is telling you is real around you suddenly glitches. And you never get used to. But for the most part, it feels like an environment. You feel like you're there.
Pretty cool. What was it like working with Connie as a director?
It was great. She's got a great approach. She has a really clear vision. Yeah, it flows. It flows. It's Wonderful.
Anything else you'd like to share about your experience as being Jeffrey today?
You caught me off guard. I feel fantastic. Was it 9-10 hours now? I feel great.
You're looking very good for
Well, we just took all the dead makeup off, so.
Awesome, very good. Well, thank you very much. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Great
I
job.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Really, really good job.
Of course.
Give a little script interview here. Okay, very cool. We are rolling, and if you just want to, let's see, talk over to me. I will be on this side here. Talk to me.
Awesome.
Who are you, and what is your role on the production, Jeffrey?
My name is Tsola Akuya, and I play the character Rose.
Wonderful. How did you find out about Connie Sue's film, Jeffrey?
I didn't. She found me in the most divine way, but apparently she stumbled upon my Instagram account and saw a dance film I did. And it was funny because I just got rid of all my posts, so that one video she stumbled and she said that this is Rose, and that's how I got offered the role.
Fantastic. What about the story of Jeffrey did you find attractive?
I think in regards to my character Rose and being a dancer and kind of Rose refinding that love and that zeal for dance because it was taken away from her as she got her incident. I don't want to reveal too much, but yeah, it was funny during this time of this year, refining that passion, that sparks that keeps me going daily. So I thought that was very intriguing that this character Rose was something that I embodied naturally and was in that same journey. So I think that was something that we really connected on.
Absolutely, very good. Is this your first time working with virtual production technology surrounded by LEDs?
Yes. It's next level, man. It's next level.
What does it look like to you, and what do you see? What does this offer an actor, or what challenges does it give it?
I think it just continues to push the narrative that art is essential. That's the main thing that comes to mind, especially in this time of non-essential workers. What is essential, what is necessary? It just shows that entertainment is the catapult within culture, and it keeps us sane, it keeps us grounded, and it keeps us connected.
Wonderful. We are during a pandemic.
Yeah,
How is
crazy.
this affecting your work as an actor to do this under COVID protocols?
It's a bit challenging, and it's a bit fatiguing as we all are so ready to go back to normal. But I don't believe in normal. I believe in change, and I do believe that this year has been the year of becoming stronger. So I'm super grateful to have faced these challenges because it just makes us more aware of each other and each other's spaces, and it just makes us be filled with more gratitude to work in these spaces.
Fantastic. So far, what's it been like working with Connie Sue as your director?
She's super intuitive. I feel like she's very clear, like very much a visionary in regards to like, I know what I want and I know what story I'm trying to convey, and I think she did a beautiful job with like picking who played what. I haven't seen the rest of the actors and actresses, and I can't wait to see who and how each person like embodied their character. But in regards to me, I think it was very much like, how would you know? Like, how would you know to pick me to play Rose? But I think she has discernment that's next level.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience with the Jeffrey production so far as Rose?
I just can't wait to really embody that reincarnation of that childlike faith, and that's what I will say on that.
Fantastic. Excellent. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
That was
you.
great.
I'm
Wow,
glad.
really good.
Thank you.
And we are rolling. Okay, very cool. Welcome.
Hi.
Who are you, and what is your role on the production?
Hi, my name is Toy. I play Violet. I've also been helping out with just the production itself. I'm really into all this new technology, so I just wanted to hang out as much as I could.
Very cool, very cool. How did you find out about Connie Sue's film, Jeffrey?
I was asked by Allison Vanore, the producer, to actually be the sword choreographer, because I'm a fight choreographer as well. That's the other half of my life. And when she told me she hadn't actually cast an actress for it yet, I just volunteered my services again. I just thought it would be easier also, instead of teaching someone, just to choreograph something that I would do, because it would just be me. It would just be easier.
Cool. What parts of your craft are you getting to help with in terms of the physicality of the production in your character?
Well, parts of the craft. Well, I love it when a director comes to me and says, here's this character, and I want to see it come out physically. Because there's no dialogue in the film, not for my character anyway. So I have to express who this person is physically. And it's just, it's such a joy because it's someone who realize, like, even if you're just doing also a partner fight, you know, there's a certain way that people move that you can express who you are through that movement. Similar to dance, the same thing with fights, I think.
Very cool, very cool.
Really quick, sorry. The guys inside need to repatch your camera that's plugged in. They don't want to turn it off.
Oh,
Can you run in and just...
Rolling again? No worries. Okay, very cool. So, is this your first time working with virtual production technology?
Yes, and I totally, like I said, wanted to do it. I think it's super cool. You know, it's the next stage of, I think, that's gonna. You know what? I just lied.
Restart.
Let's start that over again.
What do you think is cool about virtual production technology?
The infinite possibilities. That you're not locked in. That a person is not locked into physical limitations. You know, you can. They do it here. A room which was originally 15 foot is now 25 foot. And it's nothing to do with breaking down sheetrock and rebuilding a wall. It's actually done virtually in a computer. And that's amazing to me that you can be in far out, unusual environments. You could start building environments that you could never have dreamed of. That would be unsafe, you know, to shoot there, and here you are just in a loft somewhere in downtown LA.
Here we are, very much in the middle of downtown LA. How does this kind of production differ from other, film and television that you've done?
Oh, I mean, just it's great that you could just shoot just in one place. You could shoot everything just in one place, or shoot a majority of things in one place. The camera actually doesn't leave the set. It's the set that changes, not the camera that changes, which is really fabulous. I love that idea. And again, the infinite possibilities of your imagination, and that's why we do this, because I think that's why all filmmakers want to do it. Just the infinite possibilities of stories that you build, worlds that you build, characters that you build. So,
what's it like being directed by Connie Sue?
I don't know. I haven't been directed by her yet.
you're waiting for it.
Yeah.
Well, what's it like working with Connie Sue?
I love working with Connie. She's so giving. She's so generous. She's really. I felt welcome from day one, and she also makes decisions and choices. It's she knows what she wants, even though she might not be able to doesn't have the vocabulary because she doesn't do dance every day or do martial arts every day. But what she does do is be like, oh, that's it. I can totally see that. That's it right there, and so she does make choices, which is great.
Very cool. Finally, let's see here. Anything else you'd like to share about your experience?
First of all, I think I've had an interesting perspective as opposed to the other performers, because I actually saw the production end of because as part of the production team, being the fight choreographer, I got to see the production end of the side, and it's been an interesting process to learn, to see what she had to go through to get to this. It was for as simple as it might seem when you watch it. I don't know how it's going to look or whatever. Clearly we're not at the final stages yet. but you might just see a room and be like, oh, that's just a room, and it's like, well, it's not just a room. You know, if you heard the amount of discussion that was talking about how to actually build the room and make the room and the things in the room, and all guided by, you know, Connie's impeccable artistic taste. It's a lot of work, and it will have all been worth it, I think.
Excellent. That's great. That was really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you. Rolling right now. And let's see here. Well, welcome. And if you could just talk to me.
Yeah.
Welcome. Who are you, and what is your role on the Jeffrey production?
My name is Hailey Loggins, and my role in Jeffrey is Iris.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How did you find out about Connie Sue's film, Jeffrey?
I actually found out while I was in a studio. I'm recording a record. So I found out that she was doing it when she came just for like studio hangs.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. What about the story of Jeffrey did you find attractive to you?
I like that it is like whimsical and a little bit different and kind of eerie, but also it's like when you're going through something that might be tough, there's gonna be a light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. Like it's a story of love, loss, but hope. So I think that that's just everything that we all experience and embody. So it's just like true to life.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Is this going to be your first time working on a virtual production stage?
It is, yes.
And what do you think about virtual production so far?
I think it's really cool. I find it challenging, probably. I can imagine, you know, because you kind of gotta put yourself in a situation or imagine yourself in a certain situation. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I've been in there, but I haven't like been able to do anything yet.
Part of what they use is they use a game engine technology.
Okay.
Are you a big gamer yourself?
No. I like Crash Bandicoot.
Very good. That's a great game. That's
yeah,
a
it's
great game.
fun.
I don't know if it's had the feature film treatment yet, but you know, maybe it'll happen there. For your character is Iris.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel is kind of like the center of your character? What do you think about when you think of Iris?
I think of Iris as like a very fun, like a performer for sure. Because she is a singer, I feel like I have this as a resemblance of kind of a metaphorical, you know, not I lost my voice, but I don't know, it's hard to explain. But I think she was this lively performer, singer, songwriter, who's finding herself back to doing what she loves, or she's able to do what she loves again.
What so far has it been like working with Connie Sue as a director?
Connie's awesome. She's in and out, and you know, I've known her for probably a little over 2 years now, so I'm just like, hi Connie, hi Connie. We're always like, oh, I wish we could hug, but we can't, you know?
I know. What's it been like as an actor working under COVID protocol here during our pandemic?
You know, I think it's hard. I think it's pretty hard, and you know, you sometimes forget to do all of the things. You sometimes, like, I've dropped my mask a few times today and I have to sanitize it. Just like we're all human, we all like kind of we're just kind of conforming to this new way, you know? I don't want to call it a new normal because I don't think that's what it is. But you know, it's challenging, and we're just out here keeping each other safe, and that's all that matters.
Very nice, cool. And then finally, anything else you'd like to share about your experience so far?
You know, I just think I'm super blessed to be able to do this, and I'm excited about it. And you know, I kind of get just taken back by any sort of opportunity that I get, because this is LA, and you know, it's a beast. So it's just exciting and it's fun, and I'm just humbled to be here.
Very nice. Well, it's great to have you here.
Thank
very
you
much for sharing your thoughts about the production here.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to start recording. We are rolling. I'd like to ask you first, who are you, and what is your role on the production?
My name is Matt Day, and my role is Dillon. I am the confident guy that also has a vulnerable side.
Oh, very nice, very nice. How did you find out about this film that Connie's making?
I got an email from my agent a few days ago saying that Connie wanted me to play Dillon. I looked Connie up, I looked into the script, I thought it was an amazing idea, so it was like, let's go.
Totally cool, totally cool. What about the script did you find attractive about it?
I think that in this day and age, it's important that we do show a vulnerable side to the cocky guy. You know, every cocky guy does have a vulnerable side. So why not dive into that role and allow me to portray both sides of myself?
Very nice, very nice. Is this the first time that you've worked with virtual production technology?
In a film, yes. On regular like stage shows, no, because I also I'm a professional dancer as well. So I've done it in stage shows, but as far as a film, yeah. That was one of the things that I was looking at, like, oh, this is kind of fly. I like the fact that we have the LED panels.
Very nice, very nice. So you've used LED panels before in your stage shows? Did they use it for like virtual scenography?
Yes. Those that'll be our whole backdrop. Whenever we want to do, we'll have like moving LED walls that come in and it changes the backdrop. That way we don't have big stage sets that you have to move things around in.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. For you, how does having the panels, and now they're trying to wrap them around you a little bit more than usual here. I mean, does that help you as an actor a little bit?
I think that there's a give and a take. I think that being in an actual environment gives you a feeling, but I think that as far as efficiency goes, the LED panels are amazing. And when you really dive into your character and you're playing your role, you don't really notice that you're in an LED screen room, you know? So I think that there's a give and a take just as far as efficiency goes. But I also love being on set where you can sit down in the chair, you know?
Very cool, very cool. What was it like working with Connie Sue on this production?
It was dope. I love Connie. Like, I haven't met her prior to this, and oddly enough, she's from 45 minutes away from my hometown, so it felt very much so like I'm at home. You know, it was good vibes all the way around.
Totally cool, totally cool. For this year, you did some dancing.
Yes.
Where did you pull your style from? Is that from like, you know, your favorite kind of dancing to do, or is it something that like was very specific to the production, they needed this particular thing?
Well, Connie loved the street side of my dance. I do stage shows for like big performances, major artists, but growing up, back where me and Connie grew up, back in the Bay Area, there's a style called turfing, and that's what I grew up doing, and I just pulled from that. It is the, oh wait. It is our culture, you know, it's the Bay Area culture, and I just pulled from my childhood and our culture.
I went to grad school at Berkeley.
Come on, Berkeley.
8 years, so that's kind of in the same.
It's right in that same. I grew up in Fairfield, so Fairfield, Vallejo area, yeah.
Very nice. Now here we are in LA because we want to do the movie stuff.
Exactly.
It's kind of cool. Anything else you'd like to share about your experience?
It's amazing. Film is amazing. TV is amazing. Working with individuals that are different than you and have a vision is amazing. And always, for anybody watching this, always put yourself in a position to help somebody else's vision.
Awesome. Very cool. You totally did that today.
Come on.
Thank you so much. That was fantastic. Let me grab that mic back from you.
No.
Okay. Well, hi there, I'm Paul. I'm one of Connie's friends. I think you've met lots of Connie's friends today.
I have.
Who are you, and what is your role on this production, Jeffrey?
Great question. My name is Loretta Williams. I am a ballerina, a theater performer, and in general dancer, and my role is Lily.
Cool. How did you find out about Connie Sue's film, Jeffrey?
Funny story, I got a phone call in the middle of the day at work saying I booked a short film. And I've had no previous experience, so it was kind of exciting, and here we are now.
Congratulations, great to have you here. What about the story, when you read the script, did you relate to? Did you like?
I think I related to the struggle of changing when maybe people weren't ready to pass on, or people weren't ready to move forward, and then accepting it.
Is this your first virtual production?
This is very fun. Lots of mask wearing, but yes.
Indeed, yeah. A lot of people talked about the pandemic too. Let's see, what was it like being surrounded by LED panels and game engines?
You know what? It was a lot of fun. It was not exactly what I was expecting. I think I was expecting to be much more distracted by everything around me, but it felt very normal.
Very cool.
A little creepy, but cool.
Very cool, very cool. Did you find that having like the scene like at least projected around you, did that feel at least Like it gave you something more to work with than just like
Oh,
being on a blank
definitely.
set?
Yes, definitely.
Let's see. What was it like working with Connie Sue as your director?
She is wonderful. I wasn't sure what to expect. I have been in a lot of different situations with a lot of different directors, and it was very wonderful. She's very understanding, very appreciative of the talent, and myself as a dancer, I think that she really was able to showcase what I'm able to do best, and so it made me feel very appreciated while I was also trying to put forward work that would ultimately be hers.
What was something that you particularly liked about your character?
I liked the change. She realized that she needed to change, and she did. Eventually.
Anything else you'd like to share about your experience here?
Yes, I am surrounded by a lot of very talented people, and that in itself is amazing. And I'm so grateful that I've had this opportunity.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That was an awesome interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, very, very cool. Very cool. Thank